Today on the show, it's our giant-sized, double-stuffed, mega June movie reviews.
Yay.
So as you may have noticed, our set is currently under construction. We're building a new set. It's not done. We thought it'd be done. It's not done.
Well, when's it gonna be done?
Soon. Very soon. It's very tedious. I feel like this summer is off to a good start so far. Haven't seen any movies that have really super bummed me out or anything. Days of Future Past surprised me. I really enjoyed Godzilla. So far so good. Although I know Transformers 4 is coming out and I'm not gonna see it, so I can't get bummed about it because I'm not even gonna see it. Because I don't need to. First up, we got Neighbors. I saw that one.
Oh, what's that about?
All right, so the premise of Neighbors is young couple, new baby, trying to figure it out, having a baby's crazy, and then a fraternity moves in next door. Hijinks ensue. They're obviously going to wake up the baby with their loud parties. That's a bummer. They have a rivalry where they're trying to get rid of each other.
I think the frat broke into the car and stole all the airbags.
So weird.
Why would they just break in and steal the airbags?
I don't know. We should follow police.
I enjoy wild college parties. Sounds like a movie I might like. What do you think?
You might like Neighbors. It's got a lot of really funny moments in it. I'd say it's kind of, overall, it's a little bumpy. The pacing is a little weird, but like I said, it's got a lot of really good moments in it. I think everybody does a good job acting in it. I really enjoyed Zac Efron, surprisingly. I mean, everybody hates on him all the time because he was in those High School Musical movies, which I've never seen, so I don't know anything about him. But I saw this movie, and I was like, he's pretty cool. I've got no problems with Zac Efron. He was funny.
So you're saying I should run out to the theater as soon as I can to see Neighbors in the theater?
No, I'm saying Neighbors. It was okay.
Okay, so what other movies have you seen?
Recently we saw 22 Jump Street. And that one, if you're gonna see a comedy, I feel like you should definitely see 22 Jump Street over Neighbors. Like, if you had to pick one, 22 Jump Street. I thought it was really, really funny. I tweeted about it, and I said, go see it, and people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? But I feel like people have a preconceived notion of what this is, because this is totally not what I was expecting. It totally blew me away. It was so funny. It was so self-aware. It had so many good moments in it. Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill have a lot of charisma together. They're really cute, and their characters are adorable. I love their individual characters. They're so funny.
He's literally reaching out for you.
You won't hold my hand. You got to interlock it, though. If you don't interlock it, might as well just be friends and not partners.
I did not see 21 Jump Street, and you really don't have to see 21 Jump Street to see 22 Jump Street, because essentially it's the same movie, it's the same premise, but they're aware of the fact that they're doing the same thing over again, and because of that, they take a lot of risks and a lot of chances in this movie, and they do a lot of really weird stuff that you wouldn't expect. It was really funny. I laughed a lot during the movie, a lot. And it had some really good themes going on in it that I really wasn't expecting to see out of a silly summer comedy movie. It talks about relationships and how being with someone who's just like you is ultimately really boring, even though at first it can be really exciting, and how you need to be with somebody who is different than you and challenges you and makes up for your shortcomings and vice versa. They illustrated that really well between Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. Because Jonah Hill is the smart one, and then Channing Tatum is, the actiony one. And Channing Tatum is so stupid in it. He's such an idiot, jock idiot, but he's so sweet. He's so you just really like his character, even though he's a moron. He just really pulls it off really well, really well.
Somebody's cooking up a new drug. It's Adderall mixed with ecstasy.
Wipey?
Wi-Fi.
One of the marks of a good movie for me is when I find myself thinking about it the next day and talking about scenes and things like that. And I was definitely doing that with this movie, so I highly recommend it. I would say see it in the theater. Don't wait for the red box. It's totally worth your time and money. It's a good date, friend movie, whatever, whoever. Next up, I saw Edge of Tomorrow, the new Tom Cruise sci-fi flick.
What was that about?
Well, it's kind of like Groundhog's Day set in an alien war on Earth.
What's Groundhog's Day?
Groundhog's Day is an awesome comedy starring Bill Murray, where he has to live the same day over again. Groundhog's Day.
I've never heard of it.
Not a chance.
Anyways, Edge of Tomorrow had a really fun premise. It had a lot of really great things going for it. I really loved to see Bill Paxton. His character was fantastic. I always love seeing Bill Paxton. I liked seeing Tom Cruise start out as not a badass. I thought that was a good switch. Emily Blunt also did a great job. Her arms looked fantastic. Those mech suits were pretty badass. It had a lot of really, really fun concepts, and I really enjoyed the first half of the film. I was like, this movie's so great, and I really wanted to like this movie so much. But then I feel like, in the second half of the film, the filmmakers kind of didn't know where they wanted to go with it. They didn't know how to wrap it up. Like, especially the ending is a bit problematic. It kind of leaves you questioning, like, what? You just kind of have to go with it. It wasn't my favorite movie, but, I didn't hate it either. It just didn't have the connections there that I was looking for, because it had all these really interesting ideas, but those ideas kind of never bloomed into fruition, I felt like. This movie really got me interested in the manga that it is based off of, called All You Need Is Kill. So I went online and I looked up a couple of things, because one of the problems that I had with the movie was that they never talk about the motivations of the aliens. Like, why are they here? What are they trying to do? Like, are we a food source for them? Do they just need a new planet to live off of? Do they need our resources? I don't know. And they specifically make a point in the movie to tell you that they're not going to tell you why the aliens are here, which I felt was a little disappointing, because it makes the threat more real when you know why they're doing what they're doing. I need to know why to become emotionally invested in it. So apparently in the manga, from what I understand, the aliens are trying to terraform our planet, and they don't know that there are sentient life forms on the planet. There's some mix-up or something like that. And that sounds good, Put that in the movie.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. That's my motto. I know a lot of people are really excited about this movie. It has really good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people were tweeting me, so excited, telling me that this was like one of the best movies. And for me personally, I've had a very apathetic reaction to the movie. I've been trying to figure out why that is. And I think that's because I've already seen Groundhog's Day, and I thought that was done so well. Like, I've seen that premise done in such a heartfelt, like, nice way. And then, this kind of doesn't take that concept and take it to a higher level. But if you're looking to just have a good time and go to a film and just see some like really fun visuals and have a really fun premise, well then by all means go out and see this, because we need to see more original films in the theaters. It's not a sequel, it's not a reboot, so I give it total points for that. So you should definitely check it out in the theater. Instead of seeing something like Transformers 4, or the Snowpiercer, I don't know, anything. Just don't see Transformers 4. Just don't see it.
Don't you get it? We don't need you anymore.
And for all you younger people out there, we're going to start doing a segment on older movies that you may or may not have heard of. Just, some stuff that I think is pretty good, that's worth a visit, if you haven't already been there.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you are the target audience for this segment.
This feels condescending.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not condescending to share a gift with someone.
Okay, well, what movie is it?
Well, recently I got to see Wayne's World in the theater, and, for me personally, growing up, like, I really loved the Wayne's World skits on Saturday Night Live. If you didn't know, it started as a Saturday Night Live skit with, it has Dana Carvey and Mike Myers in it. And man, I hadn't seen that movie in a long time. Saw it again and was just like, this is still pretty funny. Like, this still is pretty awesome. I really like it. It's not a perfect film by any stretch of the imagination.
What's it about?
It's about Wayne Campbell, and with him as always is Garth. And they have this cable access show called Wayne's World, and how they get sucked in by this, sleazy Rob Lowe corporate guy who buys their show and ends up trying to turn it into some stupid nonsense. But it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of cultural references that you may not get if you are younger, but I still think it's totally worth a watch. There's so much stuff that I love about it. I love the character of Wayne Campbell. I love that he manifests all these things in his life, and he's this happy-go-lucky kind of character, and he's very trusting and naive, but also very pure in a way. And then also Garth, who's like my real favorite. Like, I love Dana Carvey. Love Garth Algar. He is just too good. too good.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Wayne's World is one of those movies that when it came out, it got so big, you know, and everyone was like quoting it and they were saying swing and not and all these things. And then your mom started doing it and then it wasn't cool anymore. So everybody immediately buried it, and they buried it so deep that now is the perfect time for it to come back because it's totally fresh now, because it's been under the dirt for so long, you know. So now's the time to revisit Wayne's World. Check it out. It's really cute. And let's wrap up with today's Comic Corner. I'm going to tell you about a new comic that I'm reading that I'm excited about that you should check out. Miss Marvel. So Miss Marvel is all about normal teenage girl, well, not completely normal, but we'll get into that later, Kamala Khan having to deal with having a traditional Muslim parents that don't want her to go out at night, not talk to boys and go on dates. Same stuff I had to deal with growing up in the Bible Belt. In our culture, you know, you may or may not have noticed, but a lot of Muslims are vilified and, oh, they're so crazy and it's like, no, they're people just like everybody's people. And she deals with the same problems that every other teenager has to deal with. It's totally cute, super relatable. I love the fact that not only is Kamala dealing with all the normal everyday teenage nonsense that you have to deal with, she also has newly minted powers. She got bathed in the Terrigen mists, and now she has these odd powers that we're not entirely sure what she can and can't do. Neither is she. We're kind of learning along with her what her powers are. But so far, she can get bigger or smaller, and she can also kind of shapeshift. So, and I love that when she gets bigger, she calls it embiggening. She's like, when I embiggen. It's like so cute. And I love too that when she's, you know, she's a big fan of superheroes. She loves the Avengers, you know, because she lives in the world where there are the Avengers. So she's this fangirl of them. And so she's trying to become a superhero, you know, all on her own. Something that I got a kick out of is when she's trying to come up with a costume for her crime fighting goings on. She decides to make it out of her burkini, which, if you don't know, there's like this traditional Muslim like swimsuit where you're all covered up and everything. So she like uses that because it's stretchy, so it like stretch with her when she gets bigger and like things like that. The writing is so fresh. It's so I don't know, now, you know, just you read it and you're like, oh yeah, like that's how kids are and that's how they talk. And I believe all of it. It's super fun. Highly recommend it. Another reason why I'm so in love with this title is the artwork. Adrian Alfona does a great job. It's such like, it's the perfect artwork for this story. It's not your average superhero, you know, we've all seen and been there. This is something that is kind of more of an independent style, which I always love seeing my superheroes drawn in more of an indie style. It's very girl-friendly. But yes, I highly recommend it. This is a perfect title if you're looking to get into superhero stuff, because it's like she's discovering about superheroes and like learning how to do it, so you can learn along with her. It's just not intimidating. It's totally just easy to do. Give it a try. We're up to issue number 5. I'm sure after issue number 6 comes out, then a trade will be coming out, like probably in like, I don't know, 6 months or so. But if you want to get into monthlies, they're still on the shelves. Go out and get them, folks. Go to your local comic book store. It's totally cute. And lastly, I want to tell you about the Glory hardcover that just came out. It has the entire Ross Campbell, Joe Keaton run in it, and if you haven't checked it out, you should check out my Glory review right here. And this is just fantastic. There's also an afterwards by maybe a comic book girl in there. So yeah, that's how much I love this comic. So I got to write an afterwards for it. It was awesome. If you're into She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, you're in the market for another like kind of unique, strong female superhero with awesome art style that is not like all the other superhero art styles, then this is definitely the one for you.
Is there a reason you keep talking about girl comic books only? You're being manist.
Yeah, I'm a manist? Is that the term? Well, being a female, I like to see female characters in comics because it's such a male-dominated situation. So it's just so refreshing to see so many female-driven comics coming out right now, because you really don't see that in the superhero genre very often, but it's a really great trend, and I hope that I can see it continue, because that's the thing. It's like, For the longest time, you have these people in the comic book industry and they're like, girls don't read comics, so we're not gonna make comics for them. And I say, if you build it, they will come. Well, this is the thing that like I really think is a bit odd, is the fact that being a woman, I love reading comics that have males in the leading role. We got Moon Knight here, love this title. Miracle Man, all right. We got Silver Surfer, oh my gosh, so great. I have no problem reading a title that has a man in the lead role. No problem at all. So my question is, I don't know why guys have a problem with reading something with a female in the role. I'm just saying. You should give it a shot. I think you should give it a shot. You might be surprised. You might like it more than you think you do. It's always weird to me too that dudes are like, I'm so straight. I only read about other dudes. It's like, what? This seems a little weird to me, bro, but whatever.
You look a little bit tired right now.
It's the set thing, man. It's just sucks.
What are you talking about? You're tired from making the set?
Yes. I had to go through all my comics, find all the ones I didn't mind cutting up, and I can't find my staple remover, so I had to remove staples with friggin' scissors. That's not easy. Then you gotta tear all the pages, and you gotta throw away the pages you can't use, and you gotta have specific pages. You gotta put them in the cool category and the warm. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr.